Good morning. It is 8:17 a.m. on Saturday, January 1st, and this is a recording of my dreams. I went to bed. I was going to go to bed at 9, and then I was watching videos till 10 p.m., and then Charlotte called around 10, and I should have just cut her off and said, listen, I'm going to sleep right now. But I talked to her for a few minutes, and from now on, that'll be my thing. It's like, you know what, if you want to talk to me earlier, you can call me at 8:30 or whatever. But I just looked at my CPAP machine finally, and it's 10 hours on the dot since I put it on. I don't remember too much of the podcast I put on, and I wasn't lying in bed too long before I looked at the clock, and it was 7:57 a.m., so probably around 9 hours sleep. I want to still keep lying in bed, but I figure I should just keep moving, and because the plan was, I can open my windows now. The plan was to blow my dad's mind away. He'd be like, wait, what are you doing up at 8 a.m.? And I literally just heard the grind of a machine. So I think that's, sorry, I've got this dingy thing here. Can you even see me? Can you see me? There we go. This is holding up the thing. Okay, so that means they're making coffee, and they'll be like, what are you doing up? They won't understand, because I've been here like since March now, and wow, look at that. There's lots of snow, but I'm gonna go for a run. I'll tell you my quick dreams before they fade away. Unfortunately, this one was affected a lot by the fact that I had to pee in the morning, so I kept having to pee was a big theme of the dream. I don't remember it in order. I'll just remember little bits right now. But it took place in Miami. I was shooting a commercial there. I was with this producer, Rob, that used to travel with me for commercial shoots. And I look back on that stuff now, and I'm like, that was kind of fun, all that stuff. Maybe I should try to get back into that again. And so we were on this street, this long, I kept sort of seeing it sort of in map form. It was this long street that's sort of kind of down a hill. I think at some point we were in a hotel. And I remember sort of looking that way, and I could see the beach with all the people on the beach at some point. I don't know, we were with some tour guide or something who was always helping with activities and stuff. And he's like, yeah, there's the Corona beach. All the tourists are trying to get as much surfing as they can. They're going to get the Corona. And then I was on a sidewalk hanging out with those guys. No, earlier on I was in a t-shirt shop. I think I was looking at t-shirts, getting maybe like a t-shirt made with my own saying or something. There was like a street of tourist stores. And then later on I was sleeping in some kind of tent, like on a mattress on, I don't know, under like a little like in a little glass house on the sidewalk. And maybe that's because I'm sleeping on a couch here, so it's kind of like that. But I really had to pee, and I'm like, so I decided, okay, I gotta pee into my CPAP machine, which you can see there. So I took off my mask, and I was peeing into the pipe, and I thought, okay, maybe this will just fill it up and I can deal with it later. But then it's spilling out of the pipe, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's all over the place. And then I had to call the CPAP company saying, can you fix this? And they're, I can't remember if they knew there was pee in it or something. They might have been suspicious. They were sort of remotely checking it, going, I don't know what to do with this. And then the tour guide guy was like, oh, we heard you called the CPAP machine and it can't be fixed. I don't know, there was something there. But then I was with a group of people like Rob and some other people, and I was on a sidewalk, and I was like, hey, I think I wasn't wearing a shirt. And I'm like, at some point I'm like, I should put on a shirt, I'm gonna get sunburned. So went and got like a t-shirt. But then I was like sliding down the sidewalk. I was just like, hey, watch me run, like, and I went whoosh, you could just glide because maybe my feet were wet or something. And I glid all the way, and the sidewalk ended at a dock, and there was people sitting on the dock. And then I was like, hey, and then I just walked back. And then, I don't know, at some point right after that, I was driving a bus, and this woman producer, was it Mandy, I guess, I used to work with or something, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? You're driving the bus? I'm like, yeah, but I still had to pee, so I'm like trying to pee into like a bottle or something while I'm driving, but trying not to let them see. And I'm driving down a big hill. I'm driving like this public bus, and I'm waving to everybody, and I guess there's not as much to that dream as I thought there was going to be, but it reminds me of traveling to work, and I did like Miami. I guess I talked to somebody on the Christmas, or I don't know, some speed dating or something recently, and they were saying from Miami, and I'm like, oh, that's my favorite city. Maybe somebody on Facebook dating or Tinder or something. Um, and yeah, and then, so then I was lying in bed, sort of waking up, going, oh, I gotta pee. I don't know. Should I pee? Should I go back to sleep? And then it was like, I looked at the clock. It was like 7:57. I'm like, I guess I should get up. That's kind of my target for sleep today. I told Charlotte I was going to sleep at 10. She's like, you always say that and then you never go to sleep. I'm like, I'm doing it right now. Because at 9 yesterday, I decided this is it. It's New Year's Day. What if I try going to bed on time now and just reboot? And maybe that'll be everything. And then also, every day I say I have a big regret. Like yesterday, my regret was whatever it was. You can check the video. Uh, Maybe it was I don't know, being a teacher. So, oh yeah, breaking up with my last girlfriend, being in the teaching environment. So this one was like, oh wait, I wrote my screenplay 10 years ago. I spent like a year writing this in college and all this. And then my first draft won a big award, and I should have continued with that. Like, okay, I'm going to sit down for a week and rework it, or a month or something. I'm always like, oh, I don't have time now. I don't want to waste the time. But it's been 10 years, 12 years now. And I'm like, maybe I could have been, I mean, I was so good at that. Maybe I could have been, you know, a screenwriter, but at least a screenwriting teacher or something like that. Like, you know, that could have been my whole thing. I could have been a prof, you know. Maybe I could have quickly done, I said, okay, I'm going to go to film school or something, and then I'm going to become a master's of screenwriting, and then I could have been teaching at a university for the past 10 years. So that's my big regret today. And then I'm still frustrated, you know, because last night my dad was complaining about his hip, and I'm like, you never exercised or lost weight to take care of that. And that frustrates me. But then when I was lying in bed, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What if I make a website, like I do Facebook or something that makes lots of money? And then, so just focusing on something like that makes me happy for a minute. I'm like, what if I make like $100 million a month? Then I can afford to run my own school or whatever it is. So I'm gonna, I guess try going for a jog into the snow now, and my parents will be dazzled. Like, what are you doing up so early? So let's go do that. And then, you know, the cleaning lady's coming today. This morning, so I'll tidy up my room a bit. I gotta tidy up here a bit for them, but maybe I'll even be back for my run before they get here. This will be good. Okay, there's my dream of the day.